Welcome to the Every Dull Moment. I'm Greg Blythe, and today we have something a little bit different for you. We have a stone review. It's not really like anything that we've done before. So today we have the Compact Whetstones, Diamond Whetstones by Naniwa Corporation. If you're in the game at all, you know Naniwa has been around for a while, and they're really, one of the top 3 companies in the world when it comes to stones. I mean, there's a lot of players in the game, but Naniwa is right at the top. So Naniwa makes a compact fieldstone, and let me just show you real quick. This compact fieldstone, it's only 6 millimeters thick total. It is a 5 millimeter aluminum base with a 1 millimeter diamond resin bonded to the aluminum. So this 1 millimeter of diamond is layers and layers of diamond. It's not just diamonds attached to metal. It's got layers and layers for you to use. And I want to go and show you, the size-wise. These are obviously, it says compact field. Well, they're compact. I want to definitely take out a stone to show you in comparison a regular stone. So your average stone is 225 millimeters long versus this 138 millimeter. So definitely significantly smaller in length. That makes the word compact true. And instead of the 16 to 20 millimeter stone, and this is only 6 millimeter. So, but it is an aluminum base. They do go ahead and do you the favor of marking each stone on the back, very clearly, I might say. And when I was looking at these stones, I was only able to find them in the 400, 1,000, and 3,000. And the stones come with a significant price, actually, more than a normal whetstone. These are going to be at $128 a piece. They are known to not dish. I mean, literally last for a long time. These stones are super hard. They are actually specifically designed to be used with like powdered steel. A lot of the American powdered steel and the super steels, even the Japanese powdered steels, we're seeing the R2, SG2, ZDP 189, HAP 40, as well as all these American super steels that the folding knives have come out with. This is basically made to make light work of that. Now, Naniwa does make a full-size stone. Those are really right at $200, and they do come at the length of 225 millimeter. So they're significantly higher in price, but again, being that they're diamond layered in that 1 millimeter bonded resin, they're really gonna last you a long time. You don't have to worry about flattening it. You really don't have to worry about the wear. You're not going to get, so we haven't used them yet. I'm getting ready to say that, so I'm quoting what I've heard and read. You're not going to get that muddy feel that you normally get from other stones. So I have powdered steel knives. I have a HAP 40. I have a ZDP 189. You guys have seen me sharpen R2, SG2 steel. What I wanted to do was do a review of this, but I wanted to do it on knives that I were familiar with to show how much faster it works. That's what's it said. It's supposed to work so much faster. So obviously I'm only going to be able to do the 400, the 1,000, and the 3,000. The knife I'm going to sharpen is an Anryu Honesuki. It's 150 millimeters long. It's not an unusually long knife. It's actually probably short in comparison to a lot of Japanese kitchen knives. This is a blue number 2 Tashimi Anryu Honesuki. I was thinking to myself that it needed to be sharpened, and unfortunately when I checked it, I saw that it was actually pretty sharp. So I'll show you its sharpness now, and then we will dull it. So obviously the knife, I'm going to take it from that to not sharp, so we'll keep that handy. So using one of these Amakusas, we're going to give it the old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 strokes. Now let's see if we can. We got a little bit of a tear there, so let's do some more dulling. Yeah, we got a knot. So we're going to still dull it a little bit more just to say we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So I know we're all sad now because that was not nice. I trust Naniwa. I trust the science. How about we get a fresh paper just to prove that it's not like glitchy paper. Okay, so we're good. So we're very happy we're gonna make light of this. So we're not gonna be flattening the stones. They came that way. So we're not gonna be putting something on there and ruining it. So let me just show you some other problems you can have. So right now I wanna show you this $15 option. Okay, this is a wooden block that's more than an inch, inch and a half high. It's got rubber on both sides. So basically it can stick to your counter as well as stick to the bottom of the stones. You can actually put this directly down and then put a stone on top of it so that way it doesn't move. Okay, and that's going to give you the ability to have clearance while you're sharpening. Or when you come over here to these different stone holders, these are other options, but not everything works with this system. So because I have the cast fly or some other systems like it, it does raise it up and give me the ability to have clearance with my hand. If I was using something like the Tajiro sink bridge, I would run into an issue because it doesn't shut all the way down as far as the stone goes. And even if I put the block underneath it, I would have to just trust it to not move, which is fine, okay, because this isn't going to shut down. If you went ahead and went from the $15 block and invested a little bit more money to the 20 plus Naniwa stone holder, it does not actually shut all the way down on this particular stone because you can see the screws at the top don't go all the way. So this actually still moves, even though I'm sure you're going to be okay. This would actually help you with other stones. So it's like a little bit more of an investment, but you can use it with so many other things. Obviously, this can be put directly on the counter as well, so you don't need it on top of another sink bridge. So you have several options. Putting it directly on the counter by itself, not only will it slip, but you'll have no knuckle clearance. So at least invest the $15. If not the $15, then upgrade to the 20. I have a different stone holder that is an off-brand. It does not fit because it sits on top of the Tajiro. I'm sure it could on the Naniwa sink bridge. The Naniwa sink bridge is a lot deeper. So just make sure that you're aware of all these options that don't necessarily work with the system. So this compact field system, I think it's for that. I mean, it's to take with you in travel, whether you're a hunter and you have knives in the field to use, whether you're using a folder. If you're going to be using your kitchen knives, I went ahead and got out some different sizes. So again, I have the 150 millimeter. This is the Tashimi Blue number 2 on Anryu Honesuki. This is probably not going to be difficult for this size stone, but by comparison, if you had a chef knife, now this is a little bit larger. This is a 240 millimeter Masamoto KS. So we're going to be able to do it, but obviously it's a little bit more cumbersome at this size stone. So but I did want you to be able to see that. So we're going to go ahead. You've seen me dull this knife. So this knife is doing nothing now. I mean, I'm not afraid of it. So we didn't have to soak these stones. I mean, they're just diamond. We're just going to put water on them. So I'm going to kind of use the different systems to show you what's going on. So I've literally, you're hearing it for the first time. When I'm hearing it, we're feeling it together. I always like to do these things. You get my natural reactions. These stones are supposed to be aggressive. I mean, even though they go by the grit count that we're used to, they are meant to be able to remove metal on the very dense powdered steels. So something like blue number 2, it should make light work of. We're going to start with the 400. Now, one of the things I'm concerned about with the cast fly is I think the cast fly's edge might be slightly higher than the stone. So I'm pretty sure. So I don't want to now use the cast fly for the simple reason that my knife is going to actually go into that. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to actually use the block that they intended. And I'm going to put this on there. Okay. So there, you can see it in all its glory. So I'm going to see how much this slides on its own. Like, it feels pretty good. I got to say it's pretty stable. So I'll move that a little closer to me. I mean, this is the 400. Wow. So it has a glassier feeling than what I would have expected from a 400. Yeah, as my wife is saying, like, she's really not hearing it be as aggressive as we told that it is. Now, I really should like sharpening nice knives. Seriously. Seriously, people. Like, holy mackerel. Like, it's everywhere. A little bit here. You know, it's funny because I don't have to worry about it dishing out. Like, I mean, use the whole stone, but I don't have to actually worry. So we just need a little bit at the front. There is a slurry. I'll get my wife to come in and show you that there is like a little bit of a slurry on top of the stone. And obviously it's non-porous, so the splash and go is not drying out. And yeah, that was done. I mean, that's done. That's ridiculous. This definitely might be like the fastest knife sharpening I've ever done, ever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, crazy. So we're excited about that. Let me get a clean towel here. So there's so many things I'm used to saying to you during videos that I'm like, does it apply here? You know, I was like, I need to wipe this down to not take the grit to the next stone. Is that an issue? I mean, what grit? You know, so yes, there can be diamonds that loosen up. It's not really supposed to happen. So we're going to go ahead and just, clean that off a little bit, and I'll leave that there. So we're going to go to the 1000. So a little water. I mean, I told you that the 400 felt like glass, and the 1000 really feels like glass. Man, if the regular full-size ones feel like this, I mean, it's like Christmas. So I'm definitely not having a problem with a knife of this size. Once I get to the 3000, I'll put the Masamoto on it just so we can kind of see. I mean, that was instantaneous. My wife is wondering why there are soap suds in something that I put soap in. And it's because it's very good for stones, in case you guys didn't know, to add a little bit of dish soap to your water. It's good for your stones. So my wife was like puzzled why there was bubbles in the water. I was worried. So I'm kind of letting her know and teaching you that having a little dish soap in there is helpful as well. So, I mean, it is ridiculously light glass. I need a little bit more attention here at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can hear this at all. It's very quiet. There's really like no pressure coming from me. These are super easy to clean. I mean, it's just clean. I haven't needed to use a rust eraser. Now, something that's kind of cool I'll show you is the packets that comes in. It's just just a foldable packet. It's sealed with some bubble wrap on the inside to protect it. Does not come in like a fancy box for the $128. So, I mean, I'm getting pretty long strokes on the thing. Again, super quiet. Obviously, the 3000 is ridiculously glassy. I could see me stropping all my knives once a week on this 3000 instead of, say, like a leather strop. We'll try some edge leading strokes in just a second. So one of the things I'm excited about is I have a knife for a different video that has been given to a friend by a knife maker. The knife maker is not known as like a really successful knife sharpener, and it has a convex edge. I need something that's aggressive, so I'm excited to use this product in a different video. When we have that video shot, I'll come back and put a link above. Okay, so I mean, like, seriously. I could easily see you having this 1000 like in the drawer. Obviously, the $199 version, that's the, excuse me? No, the $199 version of this that comes in this size, okay? This is a 3000 grit, but the $199, this is $128. The $199 version of this exact stone comes in this size. So then you don't need all the other stuff. You literally could have it like in your drawer, pull it out. The diamonds are gonna quickly make work of your knives. You could just put like a towel on your counter. So you need something to make the thing not stick. So if you got the Naniwa $199 version of the 1000, and by the way, that particular version of Naniwa, like the full size version, 225 millimeters long, 75 millimeters wide, about 16 millimeters thick for that thing. It comes in as like low a grit as like 600. I don't think it goes below 600. Goes up to 6,000, but there's only 4 stones in that series. So again, 1 millimeter thick diamond resin. It's a thicker metal plate. I'm not aware of the type of metal used on the plate, if it's aluminum like this one. And we know that $199 is kind of high. I mean, but they should last you so much longer. Okay, so we're going to do edge leading strokes. So if you've watched any of our videos on sharpening, you would not do edge leading strokes on anything above 8K. In either one of the Naniwa Diamond series, you would not have that problem because they don't make anything as high as 8K. So right now we're aligning the burr that's been flipped back and forth. We're getting it either removed or at least getting it like in a line. Once I do this, I mean, even if I kind of go like across horizontally to just make sure there's no metal on the edge, we'll go ahead and test its sharpness without putting it on a leather strop. You know what? Let's just do the normal standard stropping technique. So super light, just letting the knife's gravity pull on the stone. So the progression was a 400, a 1000, and a 3000. I can tell you it was an absolute delight to use it. So I might have like a little area at the bottom that I need to work on. So let me do that. That's why we do the paper test, guys. You do the full length of the paper to make sure that there's no little burrs or glitches on the end of it. Now again, we did not strop, so we're kind of stropping on the stone. And we want the heel and the tip, everything to be super clean. So if we're doing just the tip, I mean, obviously we're getting cuts with just the tip. Let's go down the heel. So we were able to do all of that really fast. The stones are overpriced in the sense that they're overpriced compared to normal stones. $128 for inexpensive. I mean, the king stones are much fuller size. They do dish out. They wear over time. These are going to last you much longer. They can make very handy work of the super steels and powdered steels. This compact size, I don't know if that's right for you. I will real quick just do on a 240, and if you know the disc type, it's really about 250 millimeter. So we'll just do some stropping on this just to show you we're able to. It's kind of hard to do. I mean, I was able to do that there. We're able to do this whole knife. So if I go here and I go down and back, we've got that. If I go here, I can go.
Sometimes you're making an arc.
Yeah, so again, we're just trying to make sure the entire blade is traveling and getting on the stone. So on this side, it's much easier for me to kind of go in that direction. I could switch hands. If I'm doing it all in one hand, I could kind of go back. But that J hook is just a way of it making sure that we get the tip. If I start from the heel, it seems like that technique's a little harder. We are getting it done at this size. But I mean, I didn't do it for the sharpness of this knife. I did it just to show you a much larger knife, you know, on here. So
they're designed for the field, right?
I mean, yeah, these are not necessarily designed for your home, even though it doesn't take up much space. We are obviously able to use it with a variety of sizes. If you want to go from the $199 down to the $138 version, yes, there's only 3 stones in this system versus the 4 that are offered on the larger system. These are winners. I mean, these are just flat out winners. I'm glad to know that my ZDP 189 and HAP 40 will have something. I didn't really want to have to figure out which ones of my stones worked or be working all day. So the only trouble you saw was going to be knuckle height. Invest the $15 or the $20 that it takes for a stone holder. That is the addition. These are awesome. Honestly, you guys have seen me do some stone reviews lately. I've not felt as delighted as I am with this particular stuff. Thank you for watching. These were available that I saw from Burnell Cutlery. So that's in America. If you're overseas, I don't really know who your provider will be, but I'll definitely put links in the description. Like I said, coming up, we're going to be sharpening this knife. So this knife is a knife that was made for a friend. It has a very thick convex edge, kind of like what you're used to seeing on, say, an axe. You can see that when they sharpen it, it's a series of straight lines. There's not like a nice rounded bevel. So we're going to try to polish that out. I am not familiar with what this steel is, so I'm glad to have a stone that's very aggressive to help me out. It's also a great size knife to be working on these stones. So when we get that video up, we will put that link in the description. Again, you didn't see me use the strop. It was unnecessary. So if you do travel, need something in your knife roll, I'm not really sure how you get it in your knife roll, but these are absolutely great. I mean, throwing 3,000 in there for your strop is amazing. So I definitely don't think that was a dull moment. I appreciate you guys checking in. We have so much coming up in the future. Thanks as always. God bless.